Well, hello and welcome in, everybody, this morning to another edition of Tony Talks Trash about music and other things, I guess vinyl. Today I'm talking still about Todd Rundgren because everybody's fired up for the show that's taking place in Morgantown. It's really an event. We don't get a lot of concerts out here in this circuit. And when they do happen, they kind of take on a legendary form. We're a little unhappy. We wish tickets sold a little better, but that venue, as I understand, they have a lot of trouble with that anyway. I know we have a lot of friends going. I'm going to see my friend from Washington D.C., Barry Besiegel, who's an old time taper. A little bit with my background with Todd, I don't think I said enough about it, but I got really involved in the live situation. I got into it a little bit in the other thing, but I had damn near every recorded thing. I had connections with people that recorded. I recorded, other people recorded. We exchanged. I kind of was a central hub, or one of the hubs anyway, of a number of people that had a lot of those live shows. So I would spend a lot of my life at that time. I had the time before my kids were going, a lot of stuff. We continued a little bit afterwards, but it was difficult. But I would ride around essentially and my car, because I had CDs, I would burn CDs of these things. And I would listen to the differences and the nuances, and I would make notes of those. And I was really into it. I really liked the live show. The live show was really important to me. So this video today, I'm going to get to it, or podcast, or whatever you want to call it, is I'm going to talk about a little run through the set list for the WE tour. I think it's called, no, the MEWE tour is what it's called. That's right. And there was a couple lists that were posted. There was a list that was posted for Minneapolis, the opening night, and the most recent one was the second night at Pabst Theater on the 18th. And so for anybody who doesn't want spoiled with that, I understand. There's a number of Todd fans that I knew that don't want to know what the set list is in advance. They don't know. To me, I get fired up for it because it doesn't say a lot about the arrangement. Sometimes you'll get a unique arrangement of something. You'll get something that's played differently. Like the Hello, It's Me, they've played different ways. They played the 6/8 version. They've played it straight, and I think he tries to have fun with some of these songs that he really feels are obligatory in a way. So he can do that. But anyway, very central to me. Let me show you a couple of things that I have here before we go. I can fit this in, and then we're going to go down through the list. It'll give some of you people a chance to duck out of here if you don't want to know that. Here's my signed copy back in the TRI days, promo copy of Wizard of True Star, the one with the banded thing. I've got the insert in here. I've got the Band-Aid, of course. Da-da-da-da. Anyway, I had a really large collection, and I sold it. I don't know what happened. I just kind of got out of the situation for a while, and at that point, I wasn't getting a lot of records. I don't know when that was. That was probably, oh my golly, you're looking back now. It was right after the first Todd stock, I guess, was when my kids got a little bit older, and that's what really happened with me. I couldn't spend as much time as I did before, and that's essentially why some people, life gets in the way, as they say. I do my own things part time. I know it's not anywhere near of a scale, or it's not even intended to compete in the same. I have a completely different concept of it than an artist like back in the days of Todd with commercialism and getting signed and stuff. I just want to get my stuff out there, and that's a big part of my life too. So I just don't have a lot of room for stuff like I used to. I wonder how I used to get things done. Anyway, here's my favorite. He signed this in 2007, I guess. This is my record. This is the one that I lay on my back and hear. And I tried to realize for a long time. There's a part in the treaties when things are swirling, and basically what happens is he takes the entire mix and mixes it down to a track that can be moved. So it actually, it goes from a multi-track into kind of a single track where he can take the whole thing there, and then that becomes one track for the next part. It's just that this album is so full of wonders. It's so misunderstood, I guess, from people, because this is an album where he's just did his art and he didn't give a damn. He's doing what he wants to do. Jay and I are going to talk about our top 10, and that will, both those two I just showed you just may figure into that. Let me show the record that I chased for years and years and years and years and years and years. After I stopped going to the shows all the time, I go regularly in a place in Cumberland, Maryland. There's a huge flea market that has records, and I go there all the time. You get really good deals. I normally don't find expensive stuff there. I don't find things there. There's certain records that you look at for a long time. For me, one of those, any of you people familiar with Zappa, I chased that Jeff Simmons Lucille's Mess My Mind Up record forever. Actually, I saw it in the store, left the store, came back to buy it the next day, and it was gone. In a store in Falls Church. I remember I was heartbroken. I should have told the guy to hold it for me. He knew me well enough. But, somebody else wanted it. That's kind of the rules of the game. But anyway, I've been looking for this record, was looking for this record, high and low. This is one of the total grails of Todd Rundgrenism. And you're never going to guess. Yes, I found it at the flea market for $5. That's right. It's the Todd Rundgren radio show. And I'm not going to let it go now, buddy. I'll tell you what. I looked for it for too long, and I have it now. And I'm not. This is not a brag. It's just if somebody wants to rip it or something, or somebody hasn't heard it. I'm just saying that part of me posting this is to give people hope that have been looking for these things a long time and have put some effort into it. But let's talk about this exciting MEWE tour that's coming. This set list, I'm telling you folks, this set list is ill. It's just insane. This is about as good as it gets. I mean, I can't imagine. If I were to draw one up, it wouldn't be far from this. So anybody who wants to tune out, go ahead and tune out now. Check you at the show. First thing in the set, and I did not see the video yet. Jay saw the video. He'll tell you a little bit about it. How about a little fanfare into I Think You Know from Todd. Straight into Secret Society. So right away, you start to get an idea of what this MEWE is all about. Because anybody who was in the gang and anybody who was in the scene and anybody who was there at the time understand exactly what I mean by Secret Society. Then next comes a surprise weakness from Arena comes. And then Stood Up, which is a song that I don't remember being played live much before. I don't know when the first performance of it was. I don't remember it before. Of course, some of these tours, there were a few of them that I didn't attend because of the kids, because of different things, and stylistically too. I was not a big fan of Global. I mean, I like the whole background singers thing, but the whole presentation of it really wasn't something that I like very much. I mean, I have the record, I have the CD, but I can't say that I've listened to it more than a couple of times. It's just not my thing. But listen to this, man. After Stood Up, I mean, these are deep. That's a deep message song. Stood Up is a deep message song. Secret Society, I Think You Know. Secret Society. I mean, how these all have a common thread, and you start to see that. Then you get the incomparable Lost Horizon, which to me is a song that only Todd Rundgren can do, that only Todd Rundgren does. It's exquisite. It's perfection. And anybody who hasn't seen this or is not that hip to that side of Todd or doesn't know the deep catalog other than the hits, go on YouTube and search out the song Lost Horizon live. And try to get the one where they go into Feel It. And, I mean, the place levitates, dude. I mean, this is like, you're talking about a groove that is deep and wide and so just scraping the very bottom of your, I mean, it's really a great song. I'm so happy. Then after this, we get Buffalo Grass, which is a song that's kind of associated with a certain time. For me, it's a song that we've heard a lot and means a lot to Todd lyrically, and I can see the connection with that. Then check this out. Number 7, Beloved Infidel. Somebody said this was played live, I guess, in a different way or something. I don't remember back in the day being played live when the Individualist tour came through, and I think it was a couple years. It was really like a blast fest, man. That was the guitars and that was what a great guitar tour that was between Todd and Jesse. I mean, they blew the roof off the freaking place. That was, 95, 96. I saw a lot of shows, and I mean, that was smoking time. That was great. You got all the heavies from before, like Black Mariah and Number One Lowest and things. God, what a set list that was. But anyway, to get that's not in this. Now, Black Mariah and Number One Lowest is not in this. After Beloved Infidel comes Hit Me Like a Train, something the Al Green, the song he did for Al Green, which is fantastic. I mean, another deep, deep soul song. And then Sweet. I mean, no. And everybody in the world gonna wake up someday, some sweet day. Poof. Love it, man. Kindness is next. Woman's World. Then we haven't seen Kindness. I remember the baton. I remember the baton days in the second wind tours. Fantastic. Tight band. Woman's World. Then that was one of the featured ones in the 95, 96. They played that all the time. It was great the way that tour was going. They mixed the stuff up every day. I think they're going to keep things in a running order here because of electronics and the keyboards and things and programming, etc. And just maybe just to preserve an ebb and flow, maybe, some shows are supposed to be like that, and some shows are more fly by the seat of the pants. I guess that's why some of the new ones are unpredictable. Then we get into Afterlife, which is a beautiful song. I don't remember that being played live really before, back in the days of the Liar Tour. That was one of the ones that was not played. Well, what a great tour that was too. And then we get to some of the newer songs. You got "Wouldn't You Like to Know," the Rebop song, "Down with the Ship," the song with Rivers, and then "Flesh and Blood," which is the song off of Global. Well, there's nothing off State I see on here, and we got one song from the new one, and then one song from White Knight. So. And that's the end of those throughout the rest. And now we're 15 songs in, and here comes the gem, which is surprising. It's going to be interesting to see how they do this. Honest work. I don't know if Chasm's going to come out like he did in the acapella tour. I was there, sitting there at the Bayou, and checked that out back then. Man, dudes, I'm old. I'm not. This is no braggadocio of going to these shows or anything. I've just been a hardcore for a long time. And I've seen Honest Work. I think I've seen Honest Work another time before. I think when Todd were doing his solo shows, maybe he did it at some point. And then they're going to toe dip into Utopia with Rock Love. And then we get into and then we start to enter the realm of the spiritual with God Said at 18, into Fascist Christ. I mean, that come to the rescue, those leads. That is my God. I mean, you talk about a wide swinging bow there, man. I mean, that groove is the shit's flying off of tables there, man. I mean, the place is swaying. It's a fantastic. And then of course, Hawking. I mean, Hawking on top of everything else, we get Hawking too. And then guess what? The return of I can tell everybody here there was a show, and I think Liz from Dallas can verify this. We were at a show, I think it was Allentown, Pennsylvania. And I think it was the penultimate or the ultimate show. I think it was next to the last one. I couldn't go to the last one because I think the last one was in some amusement park or some kind of a different setting. But they played that to end the show at this place, at this little club we were at. And I swear to God, the place lifted off the roof. I felt like I could feel the floor moving up. I've never, and I was on, I'm not talking about LSD or anything I was doing. I'm telling you, the vibe was just unbelievable. You could just tell that those three of them had been, that was a trio show. That was with Trey Sabatini playing drums. You could just tell those three had been through it. And they kind of locked eyes, and I mean, I'm telling you, it just the fury of that. I've never heard a more furious version. I love that song. That's the key, man. That's the message, and that's the message to you. Talk about MEWE. You look through all of this. You look through all these, and say it's obvious. I mean, you can tell, and it runs through him. Now we get into the encores. You're going to get the hits. And I don't know how you're going to get the hits. It looks like it's a medley here. Is it going to be the piano medley that they did? It looks like the same kind. Well, it wouldn't have made any differences in here, but it's I saw the light in the slash can we still be friends slash hello. It's me. Is it a Las Vegas style? Is it that 6/8 thing? We don't know. And then to me, the biggest surprise of all, man. Welcome back to It's the Last Ride. Oh my God. Woo! It's time to take you home. And can you imagine how that's going to be? I'm so fired up, man. It's going to be great. And then the last song, of course, A Dream Goes On Forever. I am blown away. I mean, this is like an ultimate set list for me personally. I'm an old guy, and I guess I share a lot of DNA with a lot of the people that I met at Todd Stock, the first one, and any other places that I've met throughout the years. You know, it's going to be nice if some of you guys come to Morgantown. Going to be nice to see you guys. But I'm telling you, this set list is bonkers, dude. This is going to be an insane show, and I don't know how the energy's going to keep up for all this. They're going to have to maybe lay back some of this. You know, that was what was kind of cool about the Tropicalia period there when we did with the twist. It was nice to have it was nice to have kind of a resting for us old folks. But man, I'm looking forward to it, guys. So I'll see everybody there, and thanks for tuning in. Make sure you remember to like, subscribe, etc. And we'll see you next time. Jay and I are going to get up that list here really soon. Thanks.